And sometimes I think those structures and those man-made ideas and standards that have been um, that we've conditioned ourselves to believe and have been forced on us, um, they're baseless, especially at this point in your life or in this, on this timeline. They have no foundation anymore. Like, think about the things that you still, like, do. The idea that just popped into my mind is like women having underarm hair and, like, whatever, not shaving and not being fucking bald everywhere all the fucking time, and, like, you know what I mean. Think about the stigma. I don't know if that's the right word, that's like placed on that, where you can't even allow hair to grow where it's supposed to grow and be like comfortable with that, or be now you're unattractive, or you funky because you let your hair grow. Like the I think stigma is the right word around that. So now you shave, or you've conditioned yourself to feel um uncomfortable about your fucking underarm hair showing, or like something like that. I don't know, but if you get it, you get it. Like, things like that. Where does that come from? Is that just because that's natural, and that's like, you can still be fresh, or, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to. That it's not. If you get it, you get it. But, like, certain things like that, we have to, like, sort of revisit, and, like, and I'm only saying that if you feel called to live differently, or more freely, or kind of loosen your grip a little bit on your reality. And I'm not saying let yourself go, or, like, if you're being called to do things differently, if you feel convicted, not conflicted, you know what I'm saying? Not like, oh, everybody's vegan, now I should be vegan because that's what XYZ. Like, no, like, if you're genuinely feeling called to do something, if you're supposed to have been signed up for this fitness class that you can afford, and like something like that. Like, if you're feeling like, if people keep inviting you to work out, and keep, what I'm saying, somebody's encouraging you, or you don't have a gym membership, but somebody's like, girl, you can just use my guest pass or my pass, or somebody, you do have access to something that you need to be doing, and like, things like that. Convicted versus conflicted, because I think where God comes into play is he's on the conviction side, you know what I mean? Because he is nudging you in the right direction. If you're feeling conflicted or confused, then that is the adversary, if you will. You know what I mean? Like, that's not of God. If you're leaning, if your thinking is fear based and centered around control, then that's not really where God does his work. God is in the surrender, in order, to truly answer to those convictions, to have that strength, you have to surrender to it. Like, let me go to the gym, you know, because I'm being called. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've been wanting to go to church, if you've been, I don't know, if you've been wanting to start a YouTube channel, that's something that you've been thinking about because you have something to say, you know what I mean? Or something that you want to share, and you have the time, or somebody's like, girl, I got a camera, or whatever, boy, what, like, bruh, like, let's do this, bruh, let's start a podcast, bruh, let's goddamn. How long you gonna talk about it? How long you gonna think about it and, like, imagine if you would do it? Or, man, or how long you gonna keep looking at videos of people working out and doing shit, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when are you gonna commit? When are you gonna devote yourself to it? When are you gonna like lean into your intuition, your power, the power that you have to change your life, controlling what you can control. The bills gonna keep coming, baby. You know what I'm saying? The rain gonna keep coming. You know what I'm saying? Like rainstorms and fucking madness. The world's gonna keep worlding. Like, you don't have to worry about these things. These are constants. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the constant variables that, are always gonna be in place. So the only thing that you can do is your part. You know what I'm saying? So if you know you're supposed to be doing something that's going to better you, then do it. Take care of your mental health, you know what I mean? Like, it's got to be bigger than you. It's got to be about more than you, because you won't start that channel because you concern more about your appearance than what it is that people need to hear, and you think that everybody thinks the same way, and that what you have to offer may not be unique, or that's just not true. It's not unique because why? Because of the things that you already have seen, and you know what I mean? Like, that's not fair. You're not giving yourself a chance. Like, or you won't go to church because you haven't in a while, and you don't know, or that's not what, it's just like, what was the other example I made? Or like going to the gym. It's like, you don't want to be seen. That's what it boils down to. You don't want to be seen at church. You don't want to be seen in the gym. You don't want to be seen beginning something. You don't want to be seen looking new at something, or looking silly, or looking foolish. But to who, though? To who? Who has that control over your life?